Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I never listened to anyone go to a sing with the band and stuff like that. It sounds so cool. It's so wonderful to have you all out here tonight. Of course, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Pippa. Pippa, basically, well, Pippa and Catherine started MACAW, but I think Pippa was the foundation. She had the knowledge and the desire, and then, of course, the girls got together and did their brainstorming and whatnot. And the result of that was a wonderful series of events that culminated in MACAW. And I know it was dear to Pippa's heart because she was devoted to, activities, not essentially for senior citizens, but kind of almost intergenerational, but leaning towards that. And I see the girls in the front here. We used to have the contra dancing here before MACAW, and it was wonderful. And we'd have John and Pippa calling, and I think John was a part of it, I can't remember, but no. But we'd have the fiddlers and the guitar player, and we do these dances on the back floor there, stuff like that. And Pippa was basically, I think she initiated that as well. So we've kind of known her over the years, quite a few, and got to know what a wonderful person she was. And her legacy certainly is that she's left this wonderful thing called MACAW, which she was so good at getting funding for, but however many years it was before COVID, just basically at the start of COVID. And that kind of sustained us through COVID. And MACAW provided some wonderful experiences for, generally speaking, senior citizens, but really essentially for anybody, because anybody was welcome to participate in activities that MACAW sponsored. And there were things like hands-on things, I think, like flower arranging. But I remember Larry Ellis coming up here to be recorded, telling stories. And we had lots of music, yoga, tai chi, all various kinds of things, and you can access them. I don't know how many of you know that much about MACAW, but a lot of these things were filmed. And so if you go to MACAW, Manotick MACAW, you can basically find a history. And the essence of that history certainly was Pippa, and then Catherine. I think Pippa probably approached Catherine in the exact sequence, but I'm pretty sure that's how it worked. And things moved on merrily for a few years, and the government funding that out. And so we found ourselves in a situation where we'd really like to continue this stuff, but all of a sudden there's a kind of a void that was being filled by the rest of the taxpayers in Canada. It wasn't there anymore. So now we're in a position where we'd like to rekindle some of those things, and some are kind of ongoing. And John was generous enough to offer to come and do a concert, the concert, in Pippa's honor, and nothing could be more appropriate, I don't think. And, so thank you so much, John, for offering to do that, and I just think we're in for a wonderful night because I was fortunate enough to be here for the sound checks and whatnot, and see things kind of get started. So I just wish you all a wonderful evening, and I guess we could try to get it rolling. So, ladies and gentlemen, the Carroll sessions. Henderson and Dr Fletcher, and the format of the evening will be the guys will play a set, and then we have some hospitality at the back there, and then we'll play a second set. Okay, so that's the kind of the so thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for the offer, John. Wonderful. Don, I'll try to get rid of it myself for space.
some of you understand why, some of you don't. So just a quick explanation, I guess. So 75-80% of the stuff we do, the Irish tunes, either written or played by or taught by Liz Carroll, a great Irish fiddler out of Chicago, who we've gotten to know, I guess, over the years through workshops, camps, whatever. So what we put together is a repertoire of Liz Carroll tunes, although they're not necessarily all written by her, but we figure either played by her at some point, even if we didn't hear her play them. We have no idea, but we assume that she did. Except for a couple, which always we get to. But yeah, so that's why we ended up calling ourselves the Carroll Sessions. So that was the set. First tune was traditional. I have no idea if she ever played it, but she probably did, called The Origins. And the second tune she did write, called Sevens. The next set, we're going to do 3 tunes, reels. The first one is a traditional tune, and then the next 2 are written by her. D minor reel, that's what it's called. D minor reel, and then that's right too. Hopefully it will be. I'm not sure it'll work, but. Alright, so this set, I don't think actually Liz Carroll, I'm sure she would like it, but I don't know if she'd play it. It's Newfoundland. I've never heard of Newfoundland stuff. I'm sure she likes it, but not her style. So we're, not 100% Liz Carroll stuff, I say. And it's out of the Dardanelles, right? The repertoire of the Dardanelles. AEJs, they're called. Bartels. The fiddler with the Dardanelles. I don't know if you know the Dardanelles, but they're a great group. Yeah, that's what it says.
An extra final. First time we've read this.
Our practices are very strange. Yeah, that's because we have a tradition. Either I provide or Don brings over a bottle of wine, red wine, for our practices, and so the practices are great. We think.
They tend to speed up.
Hence the moderato. Okay, let's do this.
That's right. into the tune.
It's going to change instruments.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's not necessarily a given, but
I just want to thank everybody for coming out on a miserable night to see us play in here today. That's great. Yeah, for sure there's going to be 10 people here. But apparently John has more family than I thought.
so actually, this reminds me of something. So John was on sound, fantastic, of course. Hopefully, doesn't have to worry about my unplugging instruments because I have a button here to push that turns it off. However, we were at the Redbird last year, and it was very funny because I switched instruments, and I'm playing, and I'm thinking, that's funny, I can't hear anything. Why? What's wrong with the sound? And then I looked down and I realized, oh geez, I didn't push the button. So the sound person, she was probably thinking, that idiot, why didn't I just push the button? Because it wasn't anything she could do about it. So John, I apologize in advance, but anyway, I'll try to get it right. Okay, we're going to do a song. We have a few. Maybe Don will sing something later, who knows? Anyway, so, 80% of the stuff we do is tunes, and it's hard to sing along with tunes. I realize that. It's kind of weird. So, there are a few songs. Some of them, of course, and there is one on here if you're interested and feel like doing it, that'd be fine. It might help me remember the words if you do it. It's a song written in the last century, although not that long ago as I think about it, but it's about windmills at a time when windmills weren't a controversy. Now they are, but windmills back in the day when they were, grinding corn and stuff like that, not producing electricity. I think it's written by Alan Bell. Days gone by when the world was much younger and harnessed the wind to search for mankind. Some men built tall ships to sail on the ocean. Landsmen built windmills for to grind. Around and around and big sail, turning shafts in the great wooden wheel, creaking and whirling, the millstones kept turning, grinding the flour that good corn from the field. In Flanders and in Spain, the lowlands of Holland, the kingdoms of England, Scotland and Wales, the windmills grew up along the wild coastline. Ships of the land with their high canvas sail. Around and around where the big sails, turning the shaft and the great wooden wheel, creaking and groaning, the millstones kept turning, grinding the flour that good corn from the field. In Lancashire lads worked hard with vigor, plowing and sowing as the seasons declare, awaiting to reap of the rich golden harvest, while the miller he idle, his mill to repair. Around Around and around went the big sail, turning the shaft and the great wooden wheel, creaking and rolling, the millstones kept turning, grinding the flour that good corn from the field. Windmills of wood, blackened by weather, windmills of stone glaring away in the sun, windmills like giants ready for tilting, windmills that have died in the gales and are gone. Around and around went the big sail, turning the shaft and the great wooden wheel, creaking, rolling, the millstones kept turning, grinding the flour that good corn from the field. Thank you.
If you have any requests, we won't do them.
Actually, there was somebody earlier on mentioned some Christmas tunes or something. So this is Don's favorite set. Is it Liz Carroll set?
Yes, I know.
This is where we've gone through half the bottle of wine already, and we don't notice if it's any good or not, but you don't be the judge of that. We haven't gone through half the bottle of wine this time, right? No. So there's three tunes by Liz Carroll. They're all by Liz Carroll. Yeah. Kathy Chilcott, and Don has another name for it we will not mention. Phil Heaven, which maybe Phil Hell, but it's called Phil Heaven, and Fish On, about her husband going fishing, apparently. Yeah. So Don just said, where did that come from?
We should stop now.
So actually, I wasn't going to get into this, but there's during our practices with the half or full or whatever bottle of wine we have, we do have some interesting conversations. And over the times of the practices, we've written down some of these things we've said about our playing, good or bad. And I have a whole list of those things. And so it's sort of like a lottery. Like you've heard of like draws and stuff where you buy tickets and you win something. Well, actually, I have a sheet of paper here with 20 phrases that we've said to each other. And you can shout out a number from 1 to 20 or 1 to 22, I think it is. And what you'll win is inner workings of our mind.
7.
And isn't that worth it? So, anybody want to throw out a number?
13.
13. Am I going to remember this? Anyway, we can come back to this later, but for others that are... All right. So this is kind of a special one. Don and I learned this, actually it was before COVID, yeah, right, because we, so it's a Liz Carroll tune, it's called True Love of My Heart. We actually learned it and played it for Pippa at her birthday at one of the Swan sessions in February of 2020. And that was, of course, just a few weeks before the world shut down. Anyway, we played it for her and it became kind of a favorite. And so here it is.
He made her cry.
No, you did. No, it was you.
in here today, and I just want you to spread the word that I do know a slow tune.
We can slow down a few others, but it never worked. All right, we'll move on to not so slow tunes, but they're jigs, hopefully moderato. Okay. It's a set of 3 jigs. The second and third jigs are jigs that we used to do at the Swan session, when the Swan had sessions back in the day. And Pippa used to lead off those 2 tunes. So those are in the set. And they're called Susquehanna Jig and Diplodocus. I have to look down at my bifocals just don't work. And the first tune though in the set was I mentioned Liz Carroll, Chicago, one of the world's greatest Irish fiddlers. This first tune was written for Pippa by Liz Carroll in 2023 when Liz Carroll learned that Pippa wasn't well. And anyway, it was a lovely thing for her to do, and it's called Pippa's Song. It was a very long story about why it's named that way, but I won't get into that now. We'd be here for an hour. If you want to hear here, but afterwards we could do that. So it's called Pick a Song, followed by Sasquatch Diphthongs. Got it. Okay. Hopefully one around. coming. And I have to say, I'm overwhelmed. All you folks coming, that's fantastic. Thanks so much. Yeah, feels really good. So we're going to do another Liz Carroll, surprise, Liz Carroll tune. As the crow flies, is it a real? I guess it's a real. Yeah, it's real. Hopefully it'll come out real. All right, so we'll do that, and then let's do that. You sure? Yeah. Okay. Tuned up, you're not even plugged in, or actually, it doesn't matter what you set your amp at if you're not plugged in. Thankfully, I've got John doing this for me, so it's okay. All right, we're going to finish the set off with a song. I just need to retune a little bit. And I have trouble, you can explain.
I don't know what what you're doing over there. We always laugh that John has an amp. He's got a cord that goes into it. He has to plug in, and he has to turn it on, and he has to make sure it's plugged into his guitar. All three have to happen. And at any given time, one doesn't happen. So we never know when that's going to be. See, if you only had 4 strings, it's going to be a lot easier.
Stop complaining. So, many of you knew the folk trio that Pippa and me and Bruce Barton put together and for a few years. And this is one of the songs that we used to probably end the concerts with, but I thought we'd end the first set with this one. And it's a song by Buddy McDonald from Cape Breton. And it's just a great song about why people like us are idiots and do this stuff just for the fun of it, I guess. You see, he doesn't know what we're doing. It says full both times. Yeah. Oh no, that's you have the old list. I have the new list. There is no 23, if that makes sense. Actually, I got this one, like, number 18, just gotta tell you, when we get it right, it's good. Anyway, so you never know. So here, see? Oh my gosh. Play with pillars from sundown to dawn. Play till the dancer's last call. Sung with the singers till the cock car began. Play till the pipers would fall. For I've carried the music as best as I can over highways and oceans and lands. When my days are through and my traveling is too, still we will play it again. The regrets of these days I would surely deny, for the bringing of the boy in a man, and the innocence of youth, it enhances the truth that we're all trying to find in this land. For I've carried the music as best as I can over highways and oceans and lands. When my days are through and my traveling is too, still we will play it again. The sun now is rising, it's time to lay leave of the nighttime, the tunes and our friends. May the music like rivers continue to flow to the oceans of time in the end. For I've carried the music as best as I can over highways and oceans and glens. When my days are through and my traveling is due, here we will play it again. Played with fiddlers from sundown to dawn, played till the dancer's last call, sung with the singers till it got dark again, played till the pipers would call. For I carry the music as best as I can, over highways and oceans and land. When my days are through, my traveling is too, here we will play it again. For I've carried the music as best as I can, over highways and oceans and lands. When my days are through, my traveling is too, here we will play it again. Here we will play it again. So, I have a question. I mean, I have no idea why that would be the case, but there's a bottle of wine on the front on the stage. So, does anyone want to admit to this?
What he meant to say is, does anyone have an opener?
You know, there's some people you just can't bring to some things. No, it's a real cork. Nobody's admitting to this, eh? I have my suspicions, but I won't embarrass the person. Actually, we should be embarrassed, shouldn't we? Thank you. Okay, thank you. Yeah, but don't take it away now. Okay, so second half to go, and we'll start off with, after all that hype about Liz Carroll, we'll start with stuff that she has no idea about, probably, well, she knows it probably, she probably wouldn't play it, right? Yeah. So, two Irish tunes written by the Kane sisters. They wrote them. The Kane sisters. Liz and Yvonne, Liz. Okay. So Liz, but not the Liz that we're talking about. So, my teens. Who are the Kane sisters? That's not a joke. The Kane sisters are two amazing fiddlers out of Ireland. Liz and Yvonne Kane, they, let's see, how long have they been doing this stuff? About 25 years? They're in their 40s now, I think, but probably they were 6 years old when they started doing this stuff. Amazing, because they played in unison. That's their signature thing, I guess. Absolute perfect unison. Like, it's incredible when you watch them, like everything is the same. And the sound, you can't tell there's two fiddles. I saw them in Goddard this year. Yeah, they're great. So the Kane sisters. You ready? Yeah. Thank God for that. Okay. So, Three Deer and a Hare is the first one, and the second one's Panger Bond. It's my notes for later on.
Notice I never got any notes.
I think we better just play, right? There was a request, actually. What?
Number 15.
This is too funny. Number 15 was the request. He's breathing a sigh of relief. Number 15, we do this for the wine. Or let's blame it on the wine. It could be either one. All right, on that note. All right, this is a slow reel. Somebody said I should explain the difference between a jig and a reel, and I will later on. But so this is a slow reel by this Carroll called Lost in the Loop. If we don't get lost, we'll get it right. Right?
Here's the jig. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Here's the reel. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's the difference.
All right.
There we go. For all you aspiring musicians, a lot simpler just to play the fiddle. Carrying around all that gear.
Just in case anyone was wondering, this instrument is not a guitar, although it's shaped like a guitar. It's I guess it can either be a guitar bouzouki or a bouzouki guitar. So it's shaped like a guitar, but strung like a bouzouki, which that's it. What else would you want? So this song, a little bit of story to go with it. So there's an area in southern Quebec near the Vermont border, which is very beautiful. It's beautiful forests, lakes, rivers, fields, mountains, beautiful area. The Appalachian Mountains come up through into that area. And it's a part of the world that Pippa and I knew 54 years ago and back and forth over the years. And always went back. It's a lovely area of the world. And there's a song written by Dougie MacLean out of Scotland, which I've always liked. And recently I thought, you know, this song's, yeah, it's kind of neat. It kind of connects with that. And so I borrowed it because I've changed a couple of words here and there and changed it to a little bit, so I kind of adapted it. But, so anyway, it's called Over My Mountain. Well, I'm walking out easy, I'm walking out slow, I'm taking this old road to a place that I know. Can't feel the wind, I don't see the snow over my mountain. Well, it's cold, getting colder, but I'm feeling so warm. I'm flying so high, can't see the storm. A long time ago, we were here on our own, over our mountain. Isn't it strange how things happen to me? Many years on, it's no stranger to me, and all the old memories are easy to see when I'm over our mountain. So in sad isolation, I'm feeling so good. We drifted so far, but we knew that we would. And it feels like I'm laughing. You knew that I could over our mountain. Well, I'm walking out easy, I'm walking out slow. I'm taking this old road, a place that I know. I can't feel the wind, I don't see the snow over my mountain. Oh yeah. What was that joke about? You can tell it.
Okay. So the next tunes are, they're still Liz Carroll tunes, and they're two reels called Chandelier and Ann Lacey. And for some reason, I considered trying to do this with a bluegrass flavor. So I said to John, we're going to play that Chandelier set. You remember that one? Yeah. That's your favorite, isn't it? Okay, here we go.
That was after the bottle of wine.
The silly set, yeah. Okay. Look at that door too.
Okay. This one slows it down a little bit to start with. Okay. So, actually, okay, so these are three tunes connected with this carol. First two were written by her. The last one she taught at the Gatineau Film Festival in 2018. Yeah. So we figured, it's legit. It's carol. Well, actually, the second tune is a traditional. That's right. It's not Rich plays it on her album. That's right. Yeah. So See It There, Concassity, and Tommy Peoples Real. Tommy Peoples, of course, a fairly well-known fiddler, and she taught that. So 3 tunes. but you already explained it. But so this set, which is a set of 3 different tunes, the first 2 are jigs, so it's 6/8, right? And the last one is a real. Got it? Okay. All right. I mean, like, yeah, that's good. All right. Pick a number. 1 and 2. Okay. How does this tune go? Or that's the wrong tune. Or actually, am I playing the same tune anymore? Who starts this one? How fast are we supposed to play it? These are all true things we've said to each other when we're half drunk. I'm giving the wrong impression. We're actually not, we don't drink the whole bottle right away. All right.
Okay, so this one doesn't fit into the Liz Carroll category. This came from a great Cape Breton fiddler named Andrea Beaton. And she wrote this tune at a workshop or a festival she was at in Maine, and it's called The Noon Moose of Maine. I have to talk to her about that. She's coming here in a couple of weeks to do some house concerts with Troy McGilvery. So if you see those two names, maybe get a ticket. They're really good. How about I try a different tune?
What number was that?
Well, you can do that to all the other ones.
Stick to the page. you start on the right tune.
So we just got a couple more tune sets to do. And I know I'm going to forget if I wait for the end, so I want to just say a whole bunch of thank yous. First of all, I want to thank you all for coming in. This is like amazing. Beyond expectation, and just thank you for doing it. Pippa would be proud. And I want to thank Catherine for giving me a call last spring and talking about some ideas, and we did it. And Fraser for helping pull it together. And the amazing folks here doing the sound, the lighting. I don't know anybody personally, but there's, well, Barry, Derek, and Heather. And then a special thank you to John on sound. And I tell you, nothing better than this. And thank you to Don for putting up with me, actually. Okay. Oh, and, well, so we'll do this tunes and a song, and then there'll be something else afterwards. So don't run away right away. It doesn't end there. No, these are traditional tunes. Not Liz Carroll at all. But I'm sure she plays them.
I'm sure.
I'm sure. First one is Lad's Leash. Any fiddlers out there will probably know this one. And Killer Bill. Yeah, Killer Bill fancy. I have no idea what Killer Bill is. Probably. Better, I think we'll be picking that stuff up. Maybe. Yeah. said at the beginning that because 80% of our stuff is tunes, we can't really sing along with them, obviously. And I did a song earlier that had a chorus, but nobody sang. That's okay. But you can't get away with it for the whole night. So we're going to finish off with these, and then there will be something afterwards. But we're going to do our thing here. And so this is a song that lost for words. So Pippa, myself, and Bruce learned just before COVID. And we got to do it at one concert, and then the world collapsed, and we never got to do it again. And it's a lovely song. It's written by Californian John Smith, believe it or not. Anyway, that's the name. It's a lovely song. It's got a great chorus, and it would be really nice if you guys sang it. Now, Pippa was always better at getting people to sing. I mean, I can't really get people to sing, but Pippa always managed to do it. So you got to think of that. And as I'm struggling to get you to sing, just sort of, So I'm going to teach you the words of the chorus. It comes around 6 times, so surely by the 5th time you should get it. Hopefully by the 2nd. And hopefully Don will remember how it goes.
I'm not saying nothing.
Don't you remember we talked about you singing the 2nd verse? Really? Oh. Okay, never mind.
For clarity.
That had to be right. Yeah. Which number is it? Okay. Now I'll never remember the song. All right. I have to tell the words. Okay. Thank you. See, he kind of remembers that a little bit. So the words go: safe home, safe home, safe home. May you go. May the light of the moon smile down on your road. Safe home, safe home, safe home. May you go. Until we next see you, safe home, may you go. So safe home keeps coming back, right? So at least that part's easy. There's only 2 other lines you gotta remember. Safe home, safe home, safe home, may you go. May the light of the moon smile down on your road. Safe home, safe home, safe home, may you go. Until we next see you, safe home, may you go. So, I will sing it. Hopefully you'll sing it. I'll do it again and again and again until you finally do it. Safe home, may you go. May the light of the moon smile down on your road. Safe home, safe home, safe home, may you go. Until we next see you, safe home, may you go. Let's try. Safe home, safe home, safe home, may you go. May the light of the moon smile down on your road. Safe home, safe home, safe home, may you go. Until we next see you, safe home, may you go. We've come through the valleys, we've come through the fields, we've crossed over rivers to find ourselves here. Sang songs of sorrow, we sang songs of love. Let's sing one more together to set ourselves off. Safe home, safe home, safe home, may you go. May the light of the moon smile down on your road. Safe home, safe home, safe home, may you go. Until we next see you, safe home, may you go. We've laid down our worries, our troubles, our fears, like shells on a strand, washed by laughter and tears. The tide has returned now to lift us away, back to our houses and families we pray. Safe home, safe home, safe home, may you go. May the light of the moon smile down on your road. Safe home, safe home, may you go. Until we next see you, safe home, may you go. Fiddles are quiet, the whistles all still, only echoes remain of jigs and the fiddles. The dance floor is empty, our farewells all said. Now it's time to be going till we all meet again. Safe home, may you go. May the light of the moon smile down on your road. Safe home, may you go. Until we next see you, safe home, may you go. Safe home, may you go. May the light of the moon smile down on your road. Safe home, may you go. Until we next see you, safe home, may you go.
Thank you, John and Dawn, for a fitting and memorable concert to honor Pippa. I also thank Terry and the crew, Barry, John, my husband Fraser, Gay and Dave, and my daughter Karen, and the Kitchen Capers for making this night so successful. Recognized as one of Canada's leaders in medical education, with publications and initiatives for which she received a number of prestigious awards. Pippa's other side of life was filled with music, dance, and a love of the outdoors. For decades, she played and performed with John as a folk music duo, and then later in a folk trio, Lost for Words. We got to know Pippa and John when they led community dances here at the church. Pippa was a thoughtful and accomplished person who pursued her dreams with determination in a caring and unassuming way. We appreciated her guidance as we developed our vision for seniors that would promote activities and events to keep us engaged in our community. Thanks to her gentle and reassuring advice, we were successful in obtaining funding, and MACAW was born. Knowing that a picture is worth 1,000 words, we have put together this tribute to Pippa, an exceptional person whose legacy will be with us for years to come. We share with you her lovely voice and one of her favorite songs, "The Meeting is Over."
Mothers, now our meeting is over. Mothers, we must part. And if I never see you anymore, I'll love you in my heart. lovers we must part. And if I never see you anymore, I'll love you in my heart, and we'll land on the shore. Yes, we'll land on the shore. Yes, we'll land on the shore, and be safe forevermore. Oh, children, now our meeting is over. Children, we must part. And if I never see you anymore, I'll love you in my heart, and we'll land on the shore. Yes, we'll land on the shore. Yes, we'll land on the shore, and be safe forevermore. Oh, my dear friends, our meeting is over. Dear friends, we must part. And if I never see you anymore, I'll love you in my heart, and we'll land on the shore. Yes, we'll land on the shore. Yes, we'll land on the shore, and be